Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour, your source for all hard rock, heavy metal, new metal, alternative, punk, horror punk, hardcore, rock, and all local bands, with your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
Hey, this is Tom. This is Theo from Gob, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour. Yeah!
The views and opinions of the guests do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Hey folks, it's John the Bod. Got another throwback from the vault for you guys. Tom Thacker and Theo Goutzinakis from Gob. And this is back in 2014. Like I said, there's a lot of interviews that has not got to see the light of day yet because I have gotten late to the game of posting interviews and stuff. So I'm sorry. Please get out and support us. Support us, support us, support us. Go and subscribe to the BODS Mayhem Hour YouTube page. All the links, everything are in the videos. So just check this out. I appreciate each and single one of you guys. Sit back, relax, enjoy this interview with Gob. Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather. As always, I'm bringing you guys awesome interviews, and today I want to bring to you guys a band that I've liked for a very long time. They've been a big influence on myself, plus as all the other bands that's been on here. Gob, got Tom on here, also got Theo, and who else do we got on here, guys?
It's just me and Theo. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's the 50% of Gob.
But it's awesome to have you guys on here, man. Like I said, I've been a fan of you guys for a long time. You've got a new album that's coming out, Apartment 13. Let's talk about this. I'm glad it's coming out because you guys haven't had an album that's been out since, 2007? Is that the last time, I think? Is that correct?
Yeah, it's been a little while. You know, we started working on it in 2010 and we were still touring and stuff, but it just took a while to get everything going. And, we found a new label with New Damage. And, we were doing it ourselves. Like, we decided we didn't want anyone fucking breathing down our neck, so we just went into the studio and made our own record and produced it ourselves and everything. And then we had to find a label and stuff, so it took some time. But finally it's done, and we're super stoked on it.
Do you guys feel that you like it doing it your guys' way, just you guys produce it and everything, or do you guys want to be on a label, or what's your guys' opinion on that?
Well, as far as producing, we like producing. We produce other bands as well. But, I like having a producer. It just seemed right for us to just make a record with, no outside influence. We were just getting back to the way we started.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Totally super hands-on too. Me and Tom just we're lining up microphones, changing the sounds of everything, we're doing all the intensive labor of, everything you can think of. It comes to engineering to mixing and everything, right? So it was completely hands-on right from the start.
Yeah, we started DIY and we kind of came back a full 360 back to DIY. So, we do like working with people. It's great to have a producer for their outside opinion. And then there's the label thing. We don't really like doing all the business, so it's good to have a label involved and a third party, kind of as your cheerleader and someone that knows what they're doing. And that was the main thing. The record industry has changed so much.
Yeah.
No one, people are selling a lot fewer records. We wanted to look up with a label that was looking forward into the future and how shit was going to be, and that's why we hooked up with New Damage. Because they seem to know what they're doing. They seem to know how to work on things at a grassroots level or at a huge level.
Yeah, and plus, since you guys said that, things have changed now in the music industry, I want to get back talking to the album, but I want to throw this in here too. Since it's digital age now, do you guys think it's, helped a lot of bands out like your guys' self, and plus bands that are coming up, plus bands that have been around for a while, or do you think it's really hurt, or what?
I think it's helped bands. You can easily, you can post a video on YouTube, and it could potentially become a smash, a worldwide smash, because everybody has the internet around. Well, not everybody, but almost everyone in the world has it. So it's easy to share your music in the digital age. Obviously it affected sales, but when we were kids, we were taping Metallica tapes and passing them around.
Yeah.
They weren't getting MTV playing shit, so we were a product of that before the digital age, like sharing music. So, I mean, I think it's great for bands that music is so accessible.
It's crazy. I mean, yeah, just like you said, it's all changed, and I agree. I think the digital age has helped bands, you know. It's just like back in the day, like you said, everybody was sharing cassette tapes. It's the same thing. You know, everybody had a mixtape of their favorite bands, and plus, you know, bands had their own cassettes selling out their own trunks at these shows and stuff. I mean, I think the digital age has really helped out bands, you know, to be honest with you.
Yeah, definitely.
Since your last album from 2007, which is, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Muertos Vivos, is that correct?
That's correct.
Man, what can we expect from this new album from you guys? I'm really excited about this because as soon as it drops, I'm going to go get it and play the crap out of it on the show. So,
it's a lot more. It's like it's rock and roll, Gob. It's like, I mean, it stands on its own. But if I had to sort of kind of categorize it sort of sounds like between like A World According to Gob and Foot and Mouth Disease, I guess, the blend, but it's its own record.
Yeah.
It's got a raw, you know, like Tom was talking about the DIY thing. It's got the raw energy of us that's captured on it and stuff. And it just rocks. Like it's a really rocking record. And I think that all the fans at Gob, I think they'll be very, very happy with this record that we're putting out for them.
So the last record was pretty heavy and dark. It was almost a metal record.
Yeah.
And it's like we're still totally into it and we play shit from it, but we kind of wanted to do something a little more, I guess, fun or upbeat. So this one's a little more back to like punk rock.
Yeah, Muertos Vivos was awesome. I mean, I really dug that album, and I still do. You know, I mean, I play it a lot still. Like you said, it is a lot darker from you guys.
Yeah, we even use like different tunings and stuff on that record, a little bit heavier to get heavier sounds and stuff. And yeah, I mean, it was even Tom writing lyrically, it was darker for him writing lyrically as well, and it was just that's what we were going through, and that kind of captured that era of that what we were kind of going through at the time that record was being made, but every Gob record, if you actually look back to the beginning of our discography from the start till now, it's like, you know, Gob is just sort of like, you know, it's like a big gob of music. We've sort of evolved and grown as a band. And
that sounds disgusting.
Well,
no, I mean,
disgusted by that.
Every record is like a reaction to the previous one, sort of. Like they're all, and I mean, it reflects how we were feeling. Like we were having fun doing 2 Ain't No Friends, and then we were fucking How Far Shall It Take You, and it's just sort of, that is sort of reflected in the sound of our records, I guess. Maybe, I mean, we were pretty stoked making this record, for the most part, or writing it. So it's a little more upbeat, I guess. It's still fucking heavy, you know, like it's still rocking.
Yeah. It's still a Gob record, that's for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
So with the new album coming out, Apartment 13, what are some of your guys' favorite tracks off of it so far?
Walking Alone, that's a great one. Standing There. I mean, I like all the songs on there. Like, but I mean, ones that stick out like that. I mean, New York is a great one too, and Nil.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty varied mix of tunes on this one. Like there's heavy ones, and then there's like more poppy. Like there's even more like new wavy kind of songs, and it was just sort of a bunch of shit that I'd written over the years, and we just ended up picking like a pretty strong mix of songs, but it's pretty versatile. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It is, I think so.
How's the fans' reaction during the shows from the new material from you guys?
Well, I mean, not many people have heard it yet. So the only song that's really out is Cold. It's like the leak track. And so, I mean, there's people that are into it, but it's not really a single yet, so it hasn't had like it hasn't gained a lot of traction yet. But we should be putting out a single sometime in like a month or so. How much is writing is it a relief for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, it is in a way sort of a release and relief of, you know, at times, but sometimes it's like, you know, it gets to be a burden because you write all these songs like, you know what, I have so many lyrics I got to write. It piles up. Mm-hmm. I mean, more so Tom writes more than I do, but yeah, but it's cool. I mean, it depends. Every song is sort of different the way it comes together, but yeah, I think it's definitely like a cathartic, a feeling of catharsis writing songs. Like
mean, I just naturally write, I guess, the music, and then the lyrics come. And I think even it is reflected in the lyrics. Like, there's, like, feelings of frustration in the lyrics and, like, anxiety. And I think it's just because it was taking so long to get this record finished, so there's a lot of that, like if I die before I get back to New York, I won't have anything to share. Like that sort of sentimentality where there's anxiety, and it's like definitely reflected in the lyrics. So it is a cathartic process, and like, you know, it's a release and a relief.
Who are some of your guys' influences coming up from music?
Oh, you know, I mean, we're talking, you know, when we're like, you know, playing our instruments, you know, like, you know, listen to, you know, new wave bands and stuff like the Police and the Ramones. And
I think the first main influence for me musically was Guns N' Roses. Like, I just learned Appetite for Destruction front to back, and it was like kind of, I mean, I didn't really know much about punk rock, but it was the most punk rock sort of metal thing. It like had everything in it, and I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. I got to meet Duff McKagan a couple years back.
Nice.
Soundwave Festival in Australia. He's just an awesome dude, and I read his book. You know, it's just the great, like, he's just such an earnest dude. Like, you know, that I knew that his book would be such a accurate account of Guns N' Roses stories and stuff. So it was awesome to hang out with them, and we're like Twitter buds and stuff.
But you also met you met Slash. I remember you were eating a burrito. We were in this room. We were rehearsing in Los Angeles for a Foot and Mouth Disease record, and we could hear this band wailing beside us, and it was just like Tom and I were like, dude, that fucking guy sounds like Slash playing guitar. You can hear the Les Paul just ripping, you know. Yeah. But whatever, we didn't think of it. You know, a couple of days later, you know, walk into this room, and there was Slash there, and Tom came in from Alliance for Whatever, grabbed a burrito, and we were just talking. He actually played my Les Paul. It was pretty great. It was super cool and shit. And anyway, he was doing the Velvet Revolver thing, whatever. But it was pretty rad, though. But yeah, Slash has been an influence on Tom and I for sure. Even Eddie Van Halen, man. Like I love those old records. Those, you know, first 4 records were really, really good.
I mean, you know, Metallica, like old Master of Puppets and stuff like that. I think when we started our band, we were really into punk rock. Like the Descendants, the Ramones, I guess the Misfits. I don't really remember what we were listening to, but that obviously, like, as a punk rock band, we kind of got into shit like that.
I'm still trying to get Slash on the show. I've been trying for 2 years now.
Yeah.
It's still nothing.
We run into him, tell him we'll give big ups.
Yeah.
What was it that got you really into music that said, this is what I want to do? What was that change for you to do it?
I mean, for me, it was literally, I was in school, and I took a course change because I was doing some whatever course, and I asked the counselor I got to get out of this course. I can't do it, you know, whatever. And I was probably, I think, 14 or 15, and I remember it was acoustic guitar kind of class or a guitar kind of class, and I remember that was the big change in me, because when I learned to strum a chord, and I just thought I felt powerful, like I could do something with it, maybe, you know. And I took my guitar home every day, and you know, and that was where when I realized that I had the power to maybe even create a song, or you know, and figure out, you know, how to make my guitar sound like that. Guitar players, you know, whatever. So yeah, I mean, that was how it started with me. So
I don't know. I feel like it was almost like a curse. You know, like it would make more sense to go to university and fucking get a job in business or something and make lots of loot. But I mean, I just was always drawn to music. I played my guitar all the time when I was a kid, like a teenager, and it just sort of made, you know, it seemed like it was something that I had to do. I was destined to do it. So we started Gob and just decided we weren't going to go the traditional route and try to get signed and fucking do all that bullshit and be an LA band kind of, I don't know, bidding war kind of situation. We weren't going to try to have someone else help. We just started booking tours and making CDs and fucking hitting the road. We were just like, you know, we're not going to wait for anyone to hand us anything. We're going to go out and get it. So that's what we did. And then people started to come along, managers and labels and stuff, and, you know, we chose ones that we thought were compatible.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys prefer clubs, or do you prefer festivals?
Well, they both could be good, actually. I mean, we just played a club last night, and it was sold out, packed, and in near up here in Toronto, and it was amazing. And when you get that audience that they're that close to you, that energy when they're there singing your songs back to you, it's so fucking awesome. And festivals are great too, especially if they do know and everyone's into it. Then it's awesome too. But I mean, I don't know. The club shows are there's just a little bit more intimacy, I think, with it.
Yeah, there's a pretty crazy energy like at club shows. Like the show last night that we played was just insane, and you can't really get that at a festival. It's open air, and it's really nice. But I don't know. I love them both, but I'd have to say clubs are a little more kick-ass.
You know, that's the majority of what most of the people say on here. You know, it's more of a club feeling. Like you said, it's more intimate, and yeah, it seems like to me the smaller the clubs, you know, or the shack as I call it from here in Kentucky, it seems like those are the more memorable shows that you have.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a certain level of chaos because everybody's fucking tucked into this tiny place, and it's just going nuts. People are gonna like knock you over, and you're gonna knock them over, and it's awesome. Like clubs.
For the fans that haven't got to see you guys yet live, what can they expect at a Gob show?
Girls.
Yeah.
Lots of booty shaking and a fun time and rockin' tunes.
Chicks, dicks. We're the dicks on stage, and I don't know. I mean, we like to have a good time playing, like we fucking like to go nuts. We'll try to get down to Kentucky.
Yeah. I like to see you guys.
Since we've been down there, actually.
Yeah, I would really like to see you guys down here. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've been down close to in that area. We've driven through Kentucky.
Yeah, we're going to start doing some U.S. stuff. I don't know when, but we're just touring Canada all the rest of this year. I guess unless something comes up. So, but we'll try to get down there soon.
Yeah, I'd definitely like to see you guys in Kentucky, man. I've said this several times to everybody. I've told them they've got to check out Gob. I try to, get as much music out to people that I can to give it a listen and stuff. That's what this show's designed for, for nationals and for locals. I support horror music, horror bands, punk, metal, all that stuff because I just feel like there's not enough stations or even internet like I do that don't push it enough. And it needs to be pushed. So that's what I'm doing.
I appreciate that.
That's awesome, man. People need something other than the mainstream, like is a monopoly on like the mainstream stations. And I mean, some of it's good, but there's so much other good shit out there that doesn't ever get any push or publicity
it's true.
Or whatever. So it's awesome that you're doing it.
Yeah. It's very true. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff that's out there that, stations, unless it's some poppy bullcrap or, they're not going to play it. And that drives me crazy. No reason why we live in so much of a big stereotype world. I mean, it's got to stop.
Yeah. What's the best Kentucky bourbon?
Ooh.
What would you recommend?
Any of it, to be honest with you, because I drink it all.
Oh, yeah.
That's just me. I mean, I like it. I like it all. So anyone, guys, it's all good.
I was going to have some Kentucky bourbon and think about you, but I was going to ask you which one I should take to get drink.
Ha Hey, we make some good alcohol down here. So
sounds like Theo's taking a liking to you and wants to drink and think about you.
You guys come to Kentucky. You guys roll through Kentucky. I'll have some wait for you guys.
Awesome, man.
How does it feel to you guys when you hear the fans singing to your music, man? How does that feel?
Like winning a gold medal. I don't know. It's so rewarding. It's weird. You write these songs, and you play them how many times, and it doesn't matter because it's like playing it again, like the first time when everyone's the electricity in the room with and everyone's just sweating and everything's rocking and everyone's just giving her, and it's just so awesome. I don't know how to explain it. That's probably the main reason why we do this. What we do is just traveling and playing and having those people's faces be so captivated and just so into the show. That's what makes it worthwhile. The business part of it sucks. Playing part live is the best part.
Yeah, I mean, when people are singing along to your songs, it's just like the icing on top of the cake. You're stoked enough to be there playing your shit, but people are singing along, and it's just, it's humbling, and like it's just amazing to know that they know that song so well and love it and sing it back to you. So it's freaking crazy. And I mean, I love that at a show when the whole audience is singing along like another band. Like if I'm at another show, it fucking rules. Like it's awesome. It sounds awesome.
What does it mean when a fan either emails you or after a show says that your music has helped me through a dark time and it's also been positive to me? What's that mean to you guys?
It's hard to say in words. I mean, it's more like an emotional feeling inside that you get. I mean, the stories that we've heard from, people's losses or help them through, like you said, hard times, or even like, I ran into this girl, in Vancouver, where I'm from in British Columbia. The girl was saying, I remember playing your guys' music and we had to have the door locked and our parents wouldn't let us listen to your music but we kept playing it, and that was like, that's where, when she told me that, hey, we might be actually cool. Because anytime you have, young teenage kids or whatever, keeping their door closed and their parents trying to get in to tell you to stop playing that music, I don't know, to me, that's probably a good sign. You're kind of on the way to being cool, I think.
Tom, Theo, I just want to say as a fan, thank you for your guys' music over the years. I know that you guys have not put one out since 2007, but I've been a fan for you guys for a long time. Like I said, when I first heard Paint It Black, it really just floored me because the heavier version that you guys did of that song just made it 10 times better. And thanks, guys, as a fan.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
When I get to Kentucky, you're gonna have some Four Roses small batch for us.
Sure.
Is that the stuff?
No, we want some homemade shit, man. That's what we want.
I will get it for you guys. You got it.
All right, thanks for having us on the show.
Yeah, hey,
that's all.
Before I let you guys go, how can people stay in touch with Gob and find out your guys' tour dates, buy your merch? How can they do that?
They can find all about us at gobband.com. And we have a Gob Band Facebook, Gob Band Twitter,
Instagram,
Gob Band Instagram, all that shit.
Yeah, got Tumblr too.
And
they should all, whoever's listening to this, they should all go on there and click and like us.
That's for sure. Yeah, get the clicking.
Yeah, go to gobband.com and it'll have all every link to every social media thing we got going. And, we're always on there, so we're answering stuff. And fans are sending all the time. Yeah,
they'll get to hear a new track from the record too. They can stream the new song cold. So
awesome. Like I said, I can't wait for this album to come out. I'm really anxious to hear some music off of it. But before I let you guys go, you care to do a promo for the show?
Yeah, sure. Hey, this is Tom.
This is Theo
from Gob, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Hey, everybody, stick around. We got some music coming up from Gob, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour. And if you're out and about and around where Gob's playing at, go check them out. And remember, their new album drops August the 26th, called Apartment 13. Check them out. Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks, man.
You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.